Good afternoon, everybody. As I said to those that are in the room already, I'm Bob Ray. I'm your host for today for Fire Middle East, retired firefighter. So I bring a slightly different slant to some of the things that we're going to look at. My first duties are to thank UL Solutions for being today's sponsor, Fire Middle East for hosting the call and the webinar, and then our presenters, Gaith, Dina, and we have Ken Jones from UL Solutions as well, who's our referee and our adjudicator to make sure that we've done everything correctly. And I'm teasing Ken in that, and I've only never met him about 30 seconds ago, so forgive me. So today we're going to look at really what UL Solutions bring, and they're a global organization that set to bring a standard for testing. And they're well respected around the globe for that. And it's inspiring trust in tomorrow's products, personal services by testing, inspection, and certification services. And I think when we look at how the environment is developing, we can see the importance of ensuring that whatever is put into the marketplace is fit for purpose. If you look at some of the major incidents that have happened around the world, where cladding fires is something that's globally recognized, the installation isn't just about the equipment, it's about how it's installed too. So when it's tested in its entirety. So when it's certificated, that certificate, and I'm stealing Gay's thunder here, and I know that, and he's looking at me with daggers, so forgive me, but it's just a passion of mine. If it's tested and designed in a certain way, it should be installed in a certain way. And that's because technology moves so quickly that really this is where your solutions bring their unique capability in to ensure that we've got that together. So I'm going to hand over to Gaith so that he has the opportunity to introduce himself a little bit more, because he's more professional than I'm in saying who he is and what he does. And then he's going to lead the presentation, and then we'll come back after about 35, 45 minutes, and then we'll have 15-minute wash up at the end. And then you've got to listen to me again. So over to Gaith.
Thanks, Bob. Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. And thanks, Bob, again. And thanks for the Middle East Magazine for hosting this webinar. And thank you all for joining us today. So again, my name is Ghaith Bakir. I'm a senior regulatory engineer at UL Solutions. I've been with UL for about 9 years now. And in today's webinar, we will explore how the building and construction industry is evolving and what that means for fire safety, for compliance, product compliance, and performance and smart building technologies. As you can see, the title of today's session is Building Confidence in the Future, Fire Safety, Compliance, and Smart Technologies for Safer Buildings. So over for about 40-45 minutes, I'll try to keep some time for Q&A. We will look at the key pressures shaping in the built environment, including new construction methods and technologies changing in the fire and life safety expectations, sustainability demands, and also the smart and technology and connected technologies, and the growing need for trusted third-party testing, inspection, and certification. So if we can just start sharing the screen, so we look at our agenda in the next slide. Yeah, thanks. So in today's agenda, it's divided into 5 key areas. First, we will discuss the market and regulatory forces changing the building and construction industry. Second, we will cover safer building products and systems. And third, we will examine building infrastructure safety and performance with a focus on fire resistance, building envelope performance, and modular constructions. Fourth, we will look at smart and secure building technologies. And finally, we will review practical examples and explain why independent testing, inspection, certification are becoming increasingly important in building trust across the industry. Next slide. So yeah, UL Solution is a global leader in the applied safety science, and our mission is working for a safer world. And this mission drives how we support customers, regulators, industry, and communities. Every UL Solution employee contributes to helping customers and innovate, succeed, and grow responsibly. Our ambition is to serve as trusted science-based safety, security, and sustainability partner. And this means our role goes beyond testing and certification alone, as we aim to support long-term confidence, compliance, and responsible innovations. So the building and construction industry has also traditionally evolved at a deliberate pace. However, several forces and new accelerating changes, as we are seeing new construction material and techniques such as modular construction, engineered timber, and advanced facade systems. We are also seeing changing building contents and the new patterns of building use, which may create different fire safety and security risks. At the same time, occupants and building owners or investors are demanding for better operational performance, improved indoor environments, strong sustainability outcomes, and also building that supports health, well-being, and productivity of occupants. Climate risk is also placing additional stress on building structure and envelope. Regulators as well are placing greater importance on reducing energy consumption and advancing sustainability. We have seen major fires globally, and this includes the Grenfell Tower fire, which have reinforced a global need for greater transparency, technical competency, and reliable certification and public trust in building safety processes. Next slide, please. Next slide. No, I mean, sorry, the previous one. Yes. So what the industry must do, and given these challenges, the building and construction industry must respond in several ways. Stakeholders also must maintain compliance with the increased complex requirements for safety, quality, and performance and efficiency. So they must keep pace with occupants' expectations and sustainability goals. And they must also demonstrate that buildings product claims are accurate and supported evidence. Designers, specifiers, and owners also need to identify compliant products at early stages because product selection can have major implications for safety, cost, project delays, and risks. Next slide. So let's now move to the first main pillar, which is safer building products and systems. And this section focuses on products and technical systems installed inside buildings and directly influence safety, performance, energy efficiency, and compliance. So the challenge here for manufacturers and architects or engineers and any other construction professional is to establish that the products and systems they develop or approve or install, they have to comply with recognized safety requirements, building codes, including industry specification, energy efficiency requirements, and also performance specification. And this is not always simple because requirements differ by country, by region, and by project type or applications. Also, standards evolves, codes are getting updated, and the product innovation often moves faster than the regulatory environment. So working with an experienced testing and certification partner can help streamline the process and reduce duplication and provide more efficient route to compliance. Next slide. So UL Solution provides testing and certification services to help demonstrate compliance with applicable building codes, regulations, and standards. The services cover a broad range of building products and systems, including HVAC equipment, lighting, emergency lighting, commercial appliances, building wire and cable, and energy storage systems. The common theme is the need to evaluate safety, performance, energy efficiency, and also quality before the products are installed or accepted in the market. Next slide. HVAC systems are also critical to building comfort and energy performance and occupant well-being. So from compliance perspective, equipment may need to meet safety, performance, and energy efficiency requirements across multiple jurisdictions. In this presentation, it highlights testing against programs and requirements such as HRI, Energy Star, IEC standards, US Department of Energy requirements, California Energy Commission requirements, Natural Resources Canada, and Kuwait Ministry of Electrical and Water requirements, and other global frameworks. A confidence that selected systems perform safely and also efficiently. Next slide. Lighting products are also more advanced than ever with LED technology, connected controls, emergency functions, and integration into smart building platforms. Safety testing helps identify issues at early stages and avoid late production problems or reduce recalls, risks, and investigate complex certification requirements. UL Mark is widely recognized, and it helps designers, authorities, and end users to identify products that have been independently evaluated. Next slide. Emergency lighting and exit systems play a direct role in life safety. So during fire, smoke migration, or power failure, occupants need visible, reliable, and code-compliant means of egress. Testing and certification helps to evaluate risks such as fire and electrical shock and verify that equipment will perform when needed. Examples include UL 924 for emergency lighting and power equipments, UL 9024A for emergency signs and with alternative visual designs, and finally UL 1994 for luminous path marking materials. Emergency systems should not only be installed, they must be also verified against appropriate standards and also maintained over time. Next slide. Commercial appliances are used in hotels, in restaurants, in retail spaces, and many other facilities. These products may involve electrical safety, gas-fired safety, sanitation, EMC, and energy efficiency and performance. Testing and certification can reduce repeated submissions and support wider market access. And the verification programs can also demonstrate marketing claims and different products and differentiate products in competitive markets. Next slide. Wire and cable are a fundamental component in every building, and non-compliant or poor quality cables can increase risks related to fire propagation, electrical faults, smoke generation, and also system failure. So testing will help to demonstrate compliance with safety standards and performance specifications. And it also needs to support the supply chain confidence by helping stakeholders to identify compliant products and reduce the likelihood of inferior products entering projects. Next slide. For projects that are involved in the European Union or United Kingdom markets, the Construction Product Regulation, or as called CPR, is highly relevant for cables. So CPR provides unified requirements for reaction to fire performance for power, control, communication, and optical fiber cables in construction works. Testing and certification can support the applicable market access markings and help manufacturers to demonstrate that cable products meet relevant fire performance classifications. Next slide. Energy storage systems are also increasingly important in modern building and infrastructure. Microgrids and backup power applications. However, they include or they also introduce safety and safety consideration related to electrical energy and electromechanical performance, thermal events, and ventilation issues. Testing and certification to UL 9540 address safety requirements for energy storage systems and equipment. As more facilities adopt battery energy storage, careful attention is needed for product safety, installation standards, fire protection strategies, emergency response planning, and system-level risk assessment. Next slide. So we now move from individual products to building infrastructure itself. So here, the focus is now on how complete systems and assemblies perform together under fire, environmental, and operational stresses. So construction is also changing through 3D printed materials, engineered timber, modular methods. And these approaches can provide real benefits, but they also require codes, test methods, and professional knowledge to keep pace. At the same time, facades and structural systems face more demanding environmental conditions, greater public analysis, and the key challenge is therefore to support innovation while maintaining evidence-based confidence in fire performance, durability, transparency, and code compliance. Next slide. So the opportunity here is to evaluate innovative systems before risks become costly project issues. Through code compliance support, fire safety testing, envelope testing, inspection, and training, UL Solutions can help manufacturers and project teams to understand the evolving requirements and also demonstrate that building systems and assemblies perform as intended. Next slide. So this portfolio really covers the building life cycle from inspection services, modular building inspection, envelope fenestration testing, fire resistance testing, fire barrier management, suppression equipment evaluation, and support for code authorities and construction safety training. Next slide. Building inspections and plan reviews help identify compliance gaps before occupancy or even before they develop into the operational risks. The service can support designers, installers, consultants, and owners. And the value is not simply to find problems, but it's to establish the required level of protection, verify commissioning and maintenance information, and also to help concentrate on corrective actions for future investments. Next slide. Modular construction also shifts a significant part of the work from the final sites to factory, and that improves repeatability, but also means critical systems may be concealed before the modular arrives to the site. So inspection needs to occur during manufacturing, and the process can include plan review, factory inspection, a certificate for each unit, and also where requested, an installation site overview. This gives architects, manufacturers, and owners or code officials greater confidence that fire, electrical, mechanical, and plumbing systems meet applicable requirements. Next slide. The building envelope must also manage wind, rain, and major temperature changes while supporting energy performance and occupant comfort. Lab and also field testing can simulate wind-driven rain, hurricane or tornado, and extreme temperatures. That helps teams to select suitable systems and identify weaknesses before or during construction, when corrective actions is generally more practical and less costly. Next slide. Windows, doors, and any other fenestration products affect weather tightness, the air leakage, the also thermal performance, structural resistance, security, and also durability. Testing and modeling before final installations help to verify performance against relevant standards and project conditions. So for designers and owners, this provides objective evidence that the selected materials are suitable for the intended building and also environment. Next slide. Fire resistance testing evaluates complete assemblies, not just individual materials. So examples, walls, floors, and roofs, doors, and penetration systems must work together for the required period. Testing establishes an hourly rating under defined conditions, and also it provides evidence for code compliance designs. Listed fire resistance rated construction can be found in UL Product IQ that helps designers, contractors, and code authorities to identify assemblies and understand the details that must be followed in the field. Next slide. Tested design only provides protection when it is installed and maintained correctly. Fire stopping and fire doors, fire dampers are common examples where small deviations can compromise compartmentation. So inspection throughout construction helps to check that these systems match the approved designs. Contractor qualification and audit programs also help to establish consistent processes, trained personnel, and documented quality. Next slide. Suppression equipment is another critical line of defense. So testing and certification cover products such as sprinklers and nozzles for both residential and commercial systems. Evaluation to standards such as UL 199 and EN 12259-1 helps to demonstrate that these products meet defined operating and performance requirements. This will support manufacturers, authorities, and owners and insurers in making evidence-based decisions. Next slide. Code authorities also need timely technical information as products and installation methods evolve. Dedicated resources, training, events, and access to technical experts can help authorities to understand requirements, resolve installation questions, and also approve safer, sustainable, and code-compliant solutions. Next slide. Safety also depends on people who are performing the work. So digital construction safety courses can help employers to manage health and safety risks more consistently. So the curriculum here covers more than 50 topics and ranging from crane safety to heat stress, and also support scalable learning across project teams. Next slide. The third pillar is smart and secure building technology. So as fire security, lighting, HVAC, and other systems become connected, physical safety and digital security increasingly depend on each other. And these systems, as it's connected, can improve comfort, energy storage, or maintenance and emergency response. But they also create interoperability problems, EMC issues, and cybersecurity liabilities, and privacy concerns. So smart function is only valuable if devices communicate reliably and continue to operate safely. For fire and life safety system specifically, a software weakness or failed connection can have a consequence beyond inconvenience. So these risks need to be considered from the design stage through operation. Next slide. The opportunity here is to combine building data with independent evaluations. So owners can gain better insights into operational performance, occupant comfort, and also sustainability, while manufacturers and integrators can test connected devices for wireless performance, interoperability, EMC, and cybersecurity. This will help to build trust in both the cyber and physical security of the building. Next slide. So what we offer is a smart building, including cybersecurity services, cybersecurity for physical security systems, SPIRE program, and smart systems rating program, interoperability testing, connected devices certification, controls, connected lighting, and fire detection and alarm technologies. These services address products, systems, and whole building performance. Next slide. Smart buildings cybersecurity begins with understanding maturity and risk. Services can help organizations to develop secure devices, manage digital identities, strengthen internal processes, and validate security throughout the product lifecycle. Frameworks and programs such as the ISA, IEC 62443, cybersecurity assurance, common criteria, and cryptographic module evaluation provide structured routes for addressing different technology and also market needs. Next slide. Life safety and physical security systems require a focused cybersecurity approach because they must remain reliable during an emergency. So support may begin with advisory work and the training, followed by weakness testing, gap analysis, and also certification. UL 2900-2-3 specifically addresses software cybersecurity for network connectable security and life safety signaling systems. The objective here is to identify weaknesses and focus on controls and verify that risks are being also managed. Next slide. Spire provides a holistic view of an existing building across 6 areas: power and energy, health and well-being, life and property safety, connectivity, cybersecurity, and sustainability. The value for owners and operators is actionable information rather than looking at one technology in isolation. The assessment helps to identify strengths, gaps, and improvement that can lower risk and support asset value. Next slide. The Smart Systems Rating Program focuses on products and systems. So it assesses communications and interoperability, resiliency, cybersecurity, control, and automation. And the value here is successful product can receive a verified rating level. And for purchasers, this improves transparency. For manufacturers, it independently supports performance claims and identifies opportunities for further product developments. Next slide. Interoperability testing helps also to uncover connectivity problems in early in the development, and it can assess mobile application, Wi-Fi behavior, reliability, and user experience, and feature performance across common wired and wireless ecosystems. So early testing is important because a product may comply with its own specification, yet still create a poor experience when connected to other devices in real building. Next slide. Connected devices as an evaluation brings several disciplines together, from cybersecurity, EMC, wireless functional, and interoperability. And the goal is that devices connects as expected, performs its promoted functions, and does not introduce unacceptable risk to the wider system. This supports both the brand reputation and also end user trust. Next slide. So controls are the decision-making layer of building automations. Evaluation can address electrical safety, energy management equipment, sensors, cloud-connected controls, functional safety, performance, software updates, and marketing claims. This becomes increasingly important as control logic moves to the cloud or to the edge, and as artificial intelligence is introduced into building operations. Next slide. Connected lightings is moving also beyond illumination toward lighting as a service and as a source of building data. That creates new requirements around cybersecurity, interoperability, and wireless performance. Testing against protocols such as DALI2, Bluetooth, Zigbee, and Thread can help demonstrate that lighting products works with the connected ecosystem. Next slide. For fire detection and security systems, reliable integration is essential. Services cover fire alarm control equipment, smoke and gas detectors, and audible and visual signaling devices. So testing will help to verify regulatory compliance, interoperability, and dependable performance. So that's for manufacturers and integrators, supports market access. And for authorities or asset owners, it provides greater confidence that systems will deliver the intended warning and control functions during an emergency. Next slide. So let's now look at 3 examples that show how independent assessments can help solve practical building and fire safety challenges. Intermountain Electronics needed to scale production of modular data centers, energy storage buildings, and other specialized units, while maintaining accountability. So at a 2-stage review, first at the conceptual stage and then at a final plan review, help to identify issues at the factory rather than at the destination. The result was a more proactive process that supported faster adoption to the customer needs and reduced schedule and delivery risks. Next slide. Automated storage and retrieval systems can challenge traditional fire suppression designs because of their height, density, and limited access. In this case, prescriptive fire protection would have required extensive in-rack sprinkler piping, but a performance-based design was developed here and with lab testing was used to verify its effectiveness. The evidence gave the authority confidence to consider that the solution has significant reduction in rack sprinkler piping, and this illustrates how engineering analysis and physical testing can work together when innovative layouts do not fit neatly with prescriptive options. Next slide. The third example is the application of Spire assessment across Microsoft buildings in several countries. We have done on-site and virtual assessment, which examined the 6 smart building criteria and have provided a structured platform for understanding operations, connected technologies, and also improved opportunities. The value was not simply a rating, but a consistent way to plan for upgrades, monitor progress, mitigate risk, and share insights across a diverse property portfolio. Next slide. So to close, I would like to summarize why independent applied safety science can support the advancement of building technology and construction. UL Solutions has worked within the building and construction industry for many, many years, helping safeguard living and working environment since 1894. And that history is combined with technical expertise, extensive resources, and a trusted reputation among manufacturers, designers, owners, and authorities. Next slide. The organization combines global laboratory and field capacity with local support. It also maintains relationships with trade, building owners, facility management, and safety organizations. And that's to understand stakeholder needs, and this combination helps customers to address fire safety, cybersecurity, sustainability, performance, and EMC across different markets. Next slide. The work supports the full ecosystem, starting from owners, manufacturers, integrators, consultants, architects, engineers, specifiers, code authorities, HSE professionals, cybersecurity specialists, and sustainability teams. A science-first and objective approach is important because confidence must be based on evidence, not only on claims. Next slide. The central message is that today buildings are expected to do more. They must protect people from fire and extreme weather, support occupant well-being, and use resources efficiently, integrate connected technologies securely. So testing, inspection, and certification help to demonstrate that products and systems meet requirements and live up to expectations. As building become highly performing connected ecosystems, data and technical guidance can help stakeholders to understand what is possible and how to move forward responsibly. Next slide. Yeah, thank you again for Fire Middle East Magazine for hosting this webinar, and thank you all for your time and attention. I hope today's session has shown that innovation and safety do not need to compete. With the clear requirements, competent design, and independent evaluation, we can build greater confidence in safer, more efficient, and more secure buildings.
I enjoyed that, Gaith. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very thought-provoking. Especially in and around some of the challenges with new technology, as you say, with the stationary electrical storage systems or battery storage systems, and some of the huge challenges we have of those, especially when they get into thermal runaway and the challenges of keeping them separated and preventing the escalation. And what it does, a lot of it leads into some of the questions I had have been kind of asked in a slightly different way by people in the chat area. And one of them was another old firefighter like me, Sid Duffy, who I've got a long relationship with. So I've known him a long time. So I know where he's coming from with this question and probably can answer some of it before I hand it fully to you. He says, we're in 2026 with massive technological advancements in place. Does the group think that this will slow down anytime soon? As surely we're getting close to buildings safety reaching its pinnacle. Now, I think innovation keeps driving safety, but what we
Yeah.
have to do is make sure that, as we spoke before the webinar, that anything that is tested is installed as tested to maintain the safety integrity that we're driving at. Because I'm aware of new cladding innovation that's coming in, which is sustainable because it's copper. With
Yeah.
a very small insulation core, which gives you a huge R value, and it's from recycled copper. And at the end of life cycle, so going back to your ESG side of it, see, I did listen. So the sustainability side of it, when the building life is finished, they will recover the copper and repurpose it and reuse it. Because obviously they don't want to use the resources that are underground if we've got them overground already. So I think all the time we're looking at new innovations, and as you say, when we looked, and this will come into to Bashu's argument as well. I'm crossing backwards and forwards because I did listen really intently. When we talk about the Internet of Things and the smart buildings and how that's developing and the need for cybersecurity, I've given the answer rather than the question. So, as you know, that I tend to do.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility as part of your processing to start linking it to the emergency response services? So as they're developing their building management system, their intelligence in the building, is there a way of starting to think about how's that information captured right from the light bulb, taking who's in the room and who's not in the room, and how can that be used to support the emergency responders as they're coming in? I think that's the kind of avenue you're coming down, Bashu, when he's asking about how can we use AI, Internet of Things, to feed DCD. But I look at it about not just DCD, let's look at all emergency responders, because your certification stretches far wider than just the UAE.
Yeah, absolutely. Bob, thanks for the question. Yeah, I would summarize it that it's based on the technology and the innovative products that is produced by the manufacturers. And our role here is basically to do a risk reduction and better decision making for consultants, for building owners and end users. by doing the evaluation or like the testing and also the certification, it helps stakeholders to confirm if these products or systems meet applicable codes. There are innovative products, and we are maybe lacking in standards developments and also codes updates. But it becomes a really need for advancing these technologies or including them in the buildings to make sure that they are connected, interconnected, and also to provide the right information to end users and also authorities like the civil defense.
Mm. I'm agreeing with. I'm sure Sid's nodding in the background as well, because as an incident commander, there's nothing more important than getting
Yeah.
valuable information about the location A of the incident, but B of anybody that may be entrapped or still within the building, because that allows us to target our limited resources. Because we have
Yeah.
to remember that the emergency responders are a finite resource. And I
Yeah.
had a occasion just to attend an example, an old fire story. I was working at a university at the city elsewhere in the world, and we had a fire alarm, and the people evacuated. Um, the fire risk assessment had been done badly because the final exit door opened
Mhm.
inwards rather than outwards, and there was 400 people in the property, so you had a bit of a crush. So I defaulted to my old work style and directed everybody, and we evacuated the building.
Yes.
But what was interesting was that they didn't understand that because we all swiped into the building, but nobody swiped out of the building, we didn't have an accurate roll call. And how
Mhm.
important that was to me as the incident commander, because I
Yeah.
said to them, okay, there's only 200 students up there. Where's the other 200? Oh, we don't
Mhm.
know. So all I can do is rely on the fact that these people are now still in the building. And what
Right.
I need to tell you is that for every person that's in the building, I need to commit two firefighters at least to recover them. So if I've got 200 people trapped in a building, that's 400 firefighters I need.
Yes.
Now, if we only ride four firefighters to a fire engine, that now tells you I need 100 fire engines. So just that practical sense by where we get that information and where the Internet of Things, and hopefully, Bashir, this is giving you some sort of background to your question.
Yes.
That Internet of Thing helps us, you know, any emergency responder target our resources, and to me, that makes it a really, really interesting thing. And I know it's not part of the standard, but it's part of the build on where we go forward from there.
Yes.
Um, so hopefully that answers that one for you. I can't see you nodding, Bashu, so I'll have to take it as read. Um, and he comes again. He's got another couple of questions, and I'll answer the other one, the second one. During fit out and refurbishment projects, how should temporary fire protection, impairment of existing fire alarm systems, and hot work activities be managed? Well, yet, in my honest opinion, you should be building an emergency response plan for the fit out period. And if there's
Yeah.
any compromising of the fire alarm system, you need to put a temporary system in place. And there are temporary systems around that will um, interact with and work with the existing systems or operate as standalone systems. And they're expandable. They're Wi-Fi systems, so you can expand them and contract them as the work requires. But the most important thing is a risk assessment, and you
Yeah.
need to undertake a complete risk assessment of the activity. And especially with hot works, you need to have a hot work permitting process, and the hot work permitting process needs to ensure you've got the relevant people that are trained, you've got the area is cleared of combustibles, that you have suitable and sufficient fire extinguishment close by, and the means for warning people in the event of fire. That's just four key things that need to be off the
Yeah.
top. And there needs to be an inspection post the completion of the hot works up to an hour afterwards, because that way you'll capture any smouldering that is there, any embers, and then you can extinguish it before it becomes a problem. So hopefully
Yeah.
that's answered that one, but I'll give you the opportunity, Gaith, just in case.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Bob. And for during construction and during fit out or refurbishment projects, there are many guidelines, and even in the UAE, there are codes and requirements from the government, from the municipality, from the civil defense on how to protect these projects during constructions. and what is the minimum set of requirements or set of protection levels in at the sites to be available to protect people and also the building going under construction or fit out.
Yeah. We know as part of that, like the codes, they ask for the water supply to be actually extended through the building as the building builds up, so that the
Right.
firefighting response teams have got access to the water um, at appropriate level, because there's nothing worse than dragging hose up hundreds of sets of stairs, because it's hard work and you lose a lot of
Yeah.
pressure. So yeah, another area that actually comes from is for older buildings in Dubai with existing fire protection systems designed under previous requirements. What's the approach for upgrading them to the current standards without major disruption to the occupants? But one of the challenges with any building that was deemed to satisfy under a previous set of codes, unless there's legislation brought in that they have to retrofit, it's difficult to make them update the existing systems. However, if there's major refurbishment going on, or there's structural changes, then the new codes can be applied to that system then.
Yes.
So, and then Sid's come up with another one. So he says, a more succinct question. Okay, that was my license, Sid. At what stage, taking innovation and invention into consideration, do we regard 2026 standards as acceptable, as refinement of quality of materials and systems can't be dramatically better than what we have now? I agree with you, Sid. Um, but maybe the way that they're put together can be better. And I think one of the big drives for me, and one of my big calling points for this year is I like designers to design safely. We like manufacturers to build and manufacture the stuff safely. But one of
Yeah.
the most important things is when the contractor is installing them, that they install them as designed and
True.
tested. Because one of my key pleas is that both Sid and I were incident commanders, and I expect a building to behave as it was designed. So I expect, a fire door to give me at least 30 minutes, 60 minutes. So I know when I'm putting my firefighters in, I have an area of protection, which is why my plea is, if it's designed and tested in a certain manufacturing, a certain way, install it that way, because that gives me confidence that my firefighters are going to be protected on their way in, and I know they're going to home to their families at the end of it. But I'll leave you to Gaze to give you a final answer on that one.
Yeah, that's true, Bob. So it starts from the product development level and the evaluation that we conduct on these products to make sure they are meeting the requirements, the standards, and also comply with the requirements. And that's from the product level or system level. Again, following on the installation rules and installation standards, every standard documents or code requires that the product to be installed as designed and as based on the manufacturer also instructions in order to comply with the code needs or code requirements. And also the another important point is to keep these products and systems maintained, inspected periodically as per the requirements in order to make sure they are also maintaining their operations and we can use them when needed in case of emergency.
We've got one question there that again is interesting about testing's been around for over 100 years. Why are things being installed in modern builds that don't match conformity assessment? Now, my honest opinion in that is that basically people don't understand that if they don't install it as tested, they don't understand the impact on that. I don't know
Yeah.
whether you've got anything to say on that case. Um,
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It has to be it has to be installed as tested. That's just a sample that we randomly testing to make sure that they comply with the recommend. So any changes or any deviation from that sample or tests would make a lot of changes or impacts on the site.
Okay, we've got two last questions and we're running rapidly out of time. So if I don't get them finished, we'll either email you with a response or not. One is about comparing EN and ASTM in terms of fire protection and stopping the spread of fire. So how do they testing of fire stopping systems, joints, penetrations, two major references, ASTM and ENUL. What's the single major difference?
So yeah, there every testing standard it's a different methodology. We cannot say they are equivalent, even though they could have similar testing requirements or testing methods. But we cannot call them as an equivalent standards. They have different people who works on these standards, different expertise, different maybe experience, and also events or incidents happened during that time of period. But again, the end call or the final decision is up to the AHJ or the authority to decide what is the appropriate standard to be accepted or recognized in every country or every region. So, for example, in the Middle East, we've seen both the European and American standards are acceptable and recognized in the region. Because it's up to the authority, they wanted to keep the markets as much as possible open to different manufacturers and suppliers. But it doesn't mean that we should consider both standards as an equivalent or exchangeable.
I'm being pushed by Middle East. I can see it
Yes,
in the
sure.
chat. So unfortunately, the last question about the modular construction, I'm going to have to pass on. Apart from if you look at the way that the modular testing is offered by UL Solutions, they will provide a safe solution for housing. BES solutions, it will be tested and constructed accordingly. So I'm going to thank everybody for attending. It's been an absolute pleasure to spend time with Gaith again, as I said at the beginning. I'm going to give Gaith a 10-second soundbite if he wants to just sign off.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bob, and thanks again for the Middle East and for everyone attended the session. You will get our details and contact information. If you have any questions or any inquiries, please feel free to reach out.
Super, thank you. I want to thank Ken and Dina for sitting through. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to give you an opportunity to get too much involved, but hopefully you've enjoyed it. Again, my thanks to everybody that's attended. My thanks to UL Solutions for sponsoring the event today. Also my thanks to Fire Middle East for hosting another excellent webinar, which is always a pleasure to engage with. And I look forward to seeing you either at future conferences or on future webinars. So thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Gaith, for an excellent presentation.